All right, good morning, my friends. Welcome to Coffee and Craps with John from Pro Craps over here, Casino Gaming TV. Rocking another week here. We're on day two, Tuesday, of a week that's I think I'm gonna do a lot more of this stuff. Actually, this is kind of I had fun yesterday with you all, and actually I saw that Leon put out a response video, which was great. I'd love to see more of y'all doing some of that stuff with me. On that one, by the way, Leon, let's agree to this. Let's and everybody else, if you want to do a video that's part of the challenge, like the 3-unit challenge, hashtag it 3-unit challenge. That way we can string our videos together. So if somebody watches one, they can click the little hashtag thing, 3-unit challenge, and see my video, your video, whoever, and just kind of do like a little, like a, whatever you call it, like a train, I guess, of watching them. So let's do that. Today we're going to do another one in that same vein. And this is my wheelhouse, right? This is the way that I like to play. I love being super aggressive, as you know, but I like being aggressive when it's time to be aggressive. And I show you all a lot of like really aggressive strategies, but really ultimately I'm a pretty conservative guy. And the way I played yesterday and the way I'm going to show you today, super conservative ways to approach the game that gives you opportunity to play something stronger later on if you want to. So anyway, there's the little sneak peek of what's going to happen here in a minute. Let's jump in and talk about a couple of things. First of all, not that one. I'm going to go here. So what's on tap for today? We're going to, of course, talk about the daily paycheck that went south yesterday. If you didn't watch yesterday's daily paycheck, it was a brutal session. And when I say brutal, it wasn't like I got my ass handed to me. It was brutal because, well, you'll see in a minute what happens. We lost money. We lost $500 yesterday, which was not good. The Molly doesn't typically lose that much money, but it's just one of those days where rhythm wasn't with us. And we talk about your timing all the time. We say, craps is this lifetime game. I got a really good, I don't know if it's a graphic, but it's a good look at yesterday's rolls that I think will highlight what it is that I'm saying and what guys like Blacklight and Dusted One and to some extent Dark Side are the guys that play more of a rhythm, cold table, hot table thing. It kind of feeds into that narrative a little bit. I want you to see kind of what happened yesterday. We'll talk about how that day could have went for me. Depends on timing, right? A quick update with Craps for the Cure. And then going back to basics. And I think, yeah, I'm trying too hard. We've been trying too hard to solve this game. And I think when we simplify it down, I think hopefully Leon from Great Craps is here today, will tell you how easy it was to just go, oh, okay, let me just win a unit and stop playing. Let me win a unit and stop playing. Let me win a unit and stop playing. And it's like, hey, I stopped playing at a 120%, which, as you can see from the garage, winning 10% is a bitch. If you simplify your life a little bit, it changes the way you view the game, I think. So anyway, I think we are trying too hard. So all that said, here we go. Let's look at daily paycheck. We have, and I'm gonna see if I can't. Yeah, I can. Okay, cool. Let's look at where we are. We're 11-5. We were 10 or 11-4 yesterday with $1,000 in profit. And yesterday I burned $500 in the freaking thing, which blows. So altogether, we've been 3 months in. We've done the Dolly Latterson, we did the 6, 7, 8. We've done almost a full month of 3-point Molly. And if you look at our actual profit right here, $1,065 where we are. We're $1,000. That's it. We've won in 3 months $1,000. Now we are up a total of $4,800 or $4,300 because we had a couple of nice gravy wins. And with we had a couple of monster rolls with excess profit. That's where you kind of augment your paycheck play. But this paycheck play, that's not even a 10% goal for the 3 months. That's not even close to it. And the reason why is this: these losses right here, these losses, this if I do it again here, Command delete. These 5 losses are painful, right? 11 wins is great. 5 losses of $500 or more, brutal. I mean, you're only getting 10% on the wins. You can't make those up with your straight up paycheck style sized wins. You got to have excess, or you got to be better than 11-5. Right? A strategy cannot be 11-5 and call itself a paycheck strategy. It just can't. The Molly right now is entering the same territory that the Dolly Latterson was in, which is you cannot rely on it paycheck style. And the math guys will tell you that's the best way to play. Shackelford, a lot of the guys, hey, lowest house edge is the only way to play, right? Hunt down the low house edge. Well, the problem with this strategy, and I'll show it to you in a minute, and I've said this before, low house edge only matters if the bet wins, right? Like if I have a place bet on the 6 and I have a pass line bet where the number is a 6 and I have a max odds, both of those bets are out there. The pass line with max odds has got a 0.3% house edge. The place bet 6 is a 1.4% house edge. Guess what? When they both lose, it didn't fucking matter. You lost both bets. If they win, then that bottom bet gives you an extra buck or two. Right now, over the course of 1 million wins, that matters to you, right? That matters to you. Over the course of 3 wins or 4 wins in a session, it's $4. It's barely a drink tip. Okay. The house edge matters, but it doesn't matter. Okay. So don't get sucked into that whole thing. Bets have to win. And unfortunately, with the 3-point Molly, a lot has to happen for bets to win. I'm going to show you that here in a second, what we've experienced as we've gone on. So far, I'm not going to change much though, right? The rhythm and fight back on a hot roll is great. This thing does really good on a really good roll. It does not do very well in the average or short rolls, unfortunately. I do love the line progression. We're going to get more aggressive on the line today. I'm going to do a 1-3-2-4 today on the line and try and hammer some line wins out there. This has potential as a baccarat thing. I think that's a place for it to live too. But let's move forward, and I want to talk more about it because here's yesterday's rolls, and I want to really highlight the rolls yesterday. And there's a couple of points I feel like I have to make when I look at yesterday's rollout. So I'm going to give you the side of my head for a minute, but let's take a look here. First of all, our first roll, not great. Let's go with this here. The first roll, why is my pen not working? Hello? Did I lose my pen? I lost my freaking pen. Are you kidding me? It was working a minute ago. What happened to it? The first roll here, I'll use my mouse. Not great. A little PSO. Here's another, basically a PSO. Here's another really shitty roll. Here's another really shitty roll. And there's another one, right? So yesterday we experienced in all these shooters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 shooters. We had 5 that were classified, maybe even this one here, you can put in that room, but 5 I would classify as flat out awful. Like the shooter you want to avoid. We had 5 out of 13 of those things, right? That's what is that? A third, roughly, almost a third of the rolls were 4 or less. I tell you all the time, most shooters don't get 2 box numbers. Well, here is at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, probably 6 shooters that didn't get 2 box numbers. Okay, 6 out of 13, about half those shooters did not get even 2 box hits. Now, the 3-point Molly needs at least 2 box hits to get 1 hit, right? It needs at least 4 box hits to get 2 wins, which will basically break you even. I'll show you here in a minute what I mean by that. And 6 box hits within the 7, right, to make any kind of a profit at all. And here's the problem with this strategy. Let me go back. Let me delete those numbers there. And here's the good ones. We had a 10, we had a 22, and we had a 16. Those were good rolls. We made money on all those rolls. Those were all good. We did okay with these guys. The problem is when I got to the 22 roller here, at that point, I was already negative 600. Right now, that roll I did make $600. I got us back to even. So on a 22 roller, this strategy rocked it. I made my money back. We were actually even right here. We went to 0, which was great. And then we lost money, made a tiny bit back and lost money again. And we ended up at $500 down. Okay. So if you look at the rhythm of those rolls right there, what do you see here? I think if you look at like the daily rhythm of craps, and we say this all the time, like your craps play is a lifetime, right? I say this a lot. What does that mean? Your craps play is a lifetime journey, which means you may have walked up to the table right here. What if I walked up to the table and I bought in right there, right? Waited for this guy to throw his 7, did my buy-in. This guy rolls me 22. I walk out of there up $600, and I'm the king of the county, right? Timing. If I walked in over here, I would have made $150. Again, king of the county, right? I'm a man. I'm awesome. However, I walked in here and I experienced bullshit all the way through. And somebody says to me, how's the table going? And I go, the table sucks. We're all losing our asses. Dealers say it's a cold table. Everybody's getting their butts kicked. Even on the 7 roller wasn't that good of a roll. We're all getting our ass kicked. You go, oh, cool. I'm going dark side then. I'm going dark. There's all these 7s. I'm going dark. Well, guess what? Here comes the 22 roller. That's what happens to you, right? That's why I say you cannot try and like look at these rolls here and go, okay, that's what's going to happen later, because it's not. You're going to walk into a 22, right? And if you think about, like, again, your life as a craps player, you're going to lose, win a big one, lose, win a big one. That's how it goes. This strategy is not very responsive to those losses. And I think what happens here is something like this. When you're out there, even at my level, I'm doing a flat $25. So it's 25 flat plus 50 in odds, which means I have $75 per bet. I'm doing a $75 between both bets on the pass, $75 between both bets up on the box. So our out is 225, right? We're in for 225 per shooter on the strategy. If you only get one win, let's say the 4 and 10, you buckshot a 4 and 10. That's fantastic. It wins 125, which means you're down $100 still. You get this great win and you're minus 100. Yeah? Let's say, awesome. Well, that's cool. Like our second comeback went to the 5 and we knocked out the 5. And you're like, fuck yeah, baby. That won us another $100. I'm sorry. The first one should be 125. 125. The second one that wins, you're like, hell yeah, baby. That gives us a $100 win. Okay. Look at that. You got 125 off the table, right? That's potential, or 225 off the table. That's great. That's great. But then the 7 comes, right? And you lose. Now you're going to be your plus 125, plus 100. Now you're minus 75. What is your net for that series right there? Your net for the series was you were out 225 and you're back 225 minus 75. You're back 150, right? So you're actually negative $75 after getting 2 hits. That's the life of the Molly player, right? You got 2, right? You got 2 and you still lost money in the end of it because you didn't pull enough money back off that damn table, right? Now, again, you are pulling back your base bets here for sure, but your profit level is not enough to write home about. It's just not enough. It's like I said, it's been frustrating to me to play this thing because you're fighting it all the time. If you don't get, you need 2. You need 2 at least to show some profit because that third one that loses is gonna take another $75 off the top of that. So your 2 1/4 and wins becomes 150 and wins, and you're just up a river. That's what happens here. So that's why I say it takes too much to win, and you can only win on this roll and this roll and maybe that roll. 3 out of those 13 shooters gave us a chance maybe to win 2 bets, maybe. The rest of them, for sure, we lost. We may have won 1. And every time you win 1 and lose 2, you're down. That's the way this thing rolls out. It takes a lot to win it. So I would say this, don't just take my word for it. I mean, I like the idea of the strategy. I think on a long roll, it's great. I think on a short roll, anything less than 10 rolls, you are fighting City Hall way too much. And like I said, don't just take my word for it. Jeremy from Color Up hates this thing too. He did a video yesterday where he was giving you the same sort of lesson. It's like, hey, 10, 12 rolls in, you're barely even in most cases. It takes a 10 roller to get even sometimes, maybe get a little tiny bit up. And when that 7 comes, it all goes bye-bye. Just in a second, it goes bye-bye. So it's a rough one. I think it's the kind of thing I don't know that I would roll up to and just start putting money after it, right? JR will tell you there's lots of ways to play it. There's ways to tweak the way you play the line, like we're doing with some of the presses. Victor will tell you, I'm going to put it up here. I don't know what this comment says, but there's ways that you do what he calls a color up molly, which is, hammering your wins a little bit more. I'm going from 2x odds. I can go from 2x to 3x odds on my next bets. There's ways to kind of increase the power, but the problem is it's the early ones. If you don't get to 10 rolls or 12 rolls or 16 or 20 or 22, you just can't win if you don't get at least 1 or 2 of those bets to pay off. And that's where I'm finding it frustrating, is getting the sequence to where I'm paying off. It's brutal, man. It is absolutely brutal. So it's hard. And I think Darksider is making a good point. Stay under the averages, right? Well, look at the average. The average is 8.5, right? Let me go back up. The average is 8.5. So how many below average rolls do we have here, right? If the average is 8.5, below average, below average, below average, below average, below average, below average. Okay, we'll give that one to you. Below, below, below. We had 1, 2, 3, 4 shooters out of 13 that were at or above the 8.5 expected average, right? So when I talk to you guys about short game play, about short stack play, Why that's so important, critically important? This is why, because that's a pretty typical series, right? How typical does that look right there to when you're at the table, right? You're going to have a couple of people go off, and most people suck a little bit. Oh, 4, 5, 6 rolls. Oh, nice try, Charlie. Good work. Whatever. This is your reality. So you gotta tune strategies, and unfortunately, these ones here, the twos, I'll underline it, the twos and the threes and the fours, not much you can do here, right? Those are just going to be just dumb luck. You're going to get your ass kicked. If you're on the dark side, good for you. If you're playing 6, 7, 8, you probably tie in those rolls. If you're playing straight up across or inside, like a lot of us do, you're out money, you're out money, you're out money. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times where you probably just burned your bankroll. You burned your buy, you burned your initial spread a lot of times, right? Even on a one hit and down, a 110 inside or 154 like Clay does, up and back, 5 times you're getting whacked on that thing. It is what it is. Anyway, that's my rant on the Molly. It's not a rant on the Molly so much as it is, look at the average table that you see right in front of you here and tune yourselves to win on them shorties. And that's I think a critical piece to being a good player. Now, let's move ahead. Craps for the Cure. I got some updates for you. The website is up, crapsforthecure.com. I will push the website changes out today where you can make your donations and buy tickets for the event. And again, a ticket isn't required to get in. What the ticket will do is get you a bracelet that will show you Casino Quest that you paid, and they'll let you come to the table. That's what the idea is that. And it just goes to the charity. Casino Quest gets nothing out of this. They are donating in kind. They're going to get a write-up, of course, but they're going to donate in kind time in their facility for us. We get to be there for free, but the ticket gets you a wristband so that they know that you're one of us. That's what that is for. Those will be $50. We're going to have t-shirts and other swag, coffee cups and shit like that for you to pick from there as well. The website will have donation items up. I will have the bobblehead and the Funko Pop pictures pretty soon. I'm donating one of my felts. Jacob's donating one of his felts. Dice Dr. Dan is going to donate a couple of more really awesome chip racks. He's got some ideas on that. I'm talking to some casinos about their gift items as well. I'm also working with some guys to come and talk with us and be with us at the event. So I'll let you know soon as I get some confirmations who's going to be there and which days they're going to be there. If you want to go, again, let me know. I'm working with Premier Hosting. I can help find rooms. This question came up yesterday. I cannot guarantee you a comp room. Just because I'm a host doesn't mean I'm a magician. If you have a Caesars account and you have good points earned, I can work your comp into our schedule. What I can do as a host is make sure you have a room because it is the week before F1, right? So we have a line on getting you rooms. I can't guarantee a rate, right? You have to do that with your comp play. So if your comps and your numbers support it, I can help you out there, but I can definitely get you a room. So I need your name, birthday, your flying dates, and your phone number and your email address. You can text me those or email me those, john@procraps.net, or hit me up in Discord. I'll hook you up there. Look for the website to be live this afternoon and auction items to start getting posted ASAP. So that's going to happen wickedly soon. What else is going on? I've engaged somebody to have a new logo for us too. The logo you have by Friday, I hope. Cross your fingers, we have a logo by Friday, and we'll start getting the swag printed out. So that's happening. Also, I think next week I may have a representative from Veterans Moving Forward to join me on the show to talk about what the charity does, and we'll get some commercials with them and that kind of stuff too. So all happening at lightning speed. So there's that. Okay, yesterday we did the 3-unit challenge, right? I said take 3 slugs of 5 units. 15 units total, make 1 unit per slug. Make 5 look like 6, put it aside. Make 5 look like 6, put it aside. Make 5 look like 6, put it aside. Easy, right? We did an across bet one time, or 22 inside. I took 1 hit, pulled it down. Easy. I did it with come betting. I did it with don't play. Leon did it with a 6, 7, 8. If you think about it, just that. Take my 5 units, make a unit, and run for the hills, and repeat that 3 times. It's 20%. That's 20%. And folks, that is, as he says, easy. It's easy, isn't it? It's not. You saw me burn a slug here. I did burn a slug once yesterday trying this out. It's not easy to do. But what I think that it does do, I hope, is focus you. I want you to be, this makes us have focus. Focus on where we are. Focus on a simple strategy. Focus on getting a unit off that freaking table before you see the rolls that are 2, 3, 4 back to back to back. because that'll happen to you, right? That's the point of that challenge, is to focus you in on a nice goal. Today, I want to take it a little bit further, because that's a global. Let's look at my rack, 3 slugs of 5. Let's make 3 units out of it. Let's look at each slug today. And I'm gonna change the goal a little bit, remove the goalpost to 6. Okay, let's make it a 6-unit slug. Okay, let's take 6 units. This is gonna be kind of a short stack play. So I'm famous for talking about playing with short stacks. Short stack play is you have 6 units left, or 6 units to play with. Now, why would you have 6 units in your rack? Okay, one reason might be because you lost. Maybe you lost a whole pile of money. You're down to your last 6 units and go, oh my God, what am I gonna do with my 6 units, right? Do I take my 6 units and go home and buy gas and a burger? Or do I try and make my 6 units work for me? Okay. Maybe I won a bunch of money, right? Maybe I won 30% and that extra 10% is 6 units. And I'm going to pocket the rest and play my short stack and try and make some money out of it, right? Maybe that's just how I'm doing. Maybe I'm just coming in here today and I'm doing a 15-unit challenge. Maybe I'm just going to hit it and win it today with my 6. I'm just going to go, hey, today's the day. We're taking 6 units. We're going to win a 1 or 2 unit out of it and rinse and repeat, right? Maybe that's how we're going to do it. Maybe that's my goal today. But I want you to get good at 6-unit play. I want you to get good at taking 6 units and making 1 or 2 out of it. It's not easy to do on the repeat, right? Take 6 units, make 1 or 2. You can even do a ladder. You can do a little don't pass ladder with 6 units. You can go 1 unit, 2 units. You can get 3 levels in that ladder with 6 and guarantee yourself a win. You can do a quick Marty down there with 6 units. You can do a lay 4 for 4 of your units and grab a 6 and 8 with 1 of your units, right? A small version of the everything pays the same. You can do stuff like that with 6 units and just win me 1 or 2. If you can do that on the regular, think about how that changes your rack management. How does that change everything that you do in the game, right? It'll change the entire way you manage your rack, and maybe it changes your entire strategy. So let's head over to Le Table and play a little bit here. I'm gonna turn the light on and zoom in. Give that a second to glow a little bit. We may even go the big view here and roll some dice out. Actually, let's do the small view first, and then I'll roll dice and get you some live shots at it here. Let me bring the channel changer over, as they say, and you get there. Coffee cup goes here, and hey, I got 6 units in front of me. So how many ways can you play with 6 units? And again, I'll use whatever color you want. It doesn't matter what the colors are. Well, it does, okay? If you're at a $25 table and you've got 150 left, you have 6 table minimum units, okay? If you're at a $10 table or a $5 table and you've got 35 bucks or 30 bucks, you've got only 1, you can't break them down, okay? If I'm at a $10 table and I've got this, well, I can break these down, right? I don't have to play at the $25 level. I can play this at the $10 level. So the way you play your 6, whatever your unit size is here, this was my let's say my original betting unit was a quarter, but I'm at a $10 table. I was betting 110 inside, and now I'm here. In that circumstance, you can certainly break these things down. And if I wanted to go don't pass ladder, right? I can make that look like nickels and go 10. And if I lose it, I can go with, like, break another one down. Then I can lose that. I can go to 15. I can lose that. And I can go to 20. Right? And I can lose that. And I can go to a quarter. And then I can work my way back down. I can do a little don't pass ladder. I can take this on a $10 table, 150. Right? And I can do $40 no 4 or $50 no 10 if I wanted to, and a $12 6 and 8, and do a little EPS. Right? Win a quarter here, win 15 bucks over here. There's things you can do, right? At this level, breaking them down. Let's look at it though without breaking down. Let's just keep it at 6 units, whatever table minimum is, and let's see if we can't turn that into another unit. And if you get good at this, if you get really good at this kind of play, right? 6 and 5, like yesterday we're doing the 15-unit challenge. And I said, hey, let's say you only had, we'll do slots of 5. We'll do slugs of 5 units. Let me get some bunch of greens in here, right? I said yesterday, if you had this, 15 units, and your goal is to make me 3 as your profit, that's a great way to learn how to play. Today we're doing 6. Let's say we had slugs of 6 units, right? And let's say we had a lot of money, because each one of those is going to be 150, right? 75 is 150, so it's 150, 300, 450. Here's another 6. There's $600. Here's another 6. You break your rack, there's 750. There's another 150. There's $1,000, right? There's $1,000. $1,000, if you can turn each of these slugs of 6, each one of them, into an extra unit, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units in profit, there's $150, and you're at a goal of some kind. Yeah? Think about that, guys. Think about managing your rack in these slugs and doing the best you can with that slug. Now, Waylon, I know, doesn't do this. Waylon says, I got $1,000. I'm using the whole 1,000 to ladder up everything, and the whole bankroll is one giant slug the way he plays it, right? That's the ladder D'Alembert style of play, right? I'm giving you this way of saying, hey, let's break my rack into groups of 6 units, and let's simplify our lives, right? Let's not put the whole bankroll at risk. Let's put one slug of 6 at risk. And can I just win a unit or 2 out of 6 and play it nice and simple like? And again, really, really bring it backwards. Really bring it backwards, okay? Let's do something super simple. Let's do like, let's take that and let's get nickels here, okay? And let's do like an $80 no 10. 80 to win 40 up in here. And let's do a $25 6 and 8, okay? That might not be enough. Maybe we'll do an $18 6 and 8. Yeah, let's do $18. Let's do some quick math here. It's 15. There is 25. Make sure I got enough juice here. I think I might have screwed that up already. There's 8. There's this. Okay, there is 36, 40, 50, 25. Yeah, we're good now. I'm actually missing a nickel. There we go. All right, so we took this and we said, all right, we got a very simple do-it-yourself 6, 7, 8. Okay, we have $36 out here. These are going to win $21. A 7 is going to lose 36. It's going to win 40. Okay, so your 7 is kind of just keeping those things alive. If you wanted to go 100 up here, right? So you win 50 minus the 36. You're essentially going to be close to everything pays the same. It's not quite perfect, but we can do that too. Nice and simple. We can actually play it like that. Very simple. Let's grab a point. Let it all work. Let it all work. You got your 7 working for you up here. Let's just play it out and see what happens here. There's a 5. Okay, cool. We can same bet the 6 and 8 forever. There's a 7 out. So what happens? We lose 36. We win 50 minus a vig. Minus $2 in vig. We win 50. You lose 36. Where's the rack? Where's the rack right now? Well, there's 100. Still going to be there. There's 4 units, 5, 6 units, which means what's left in the rack is a unit. There's $25 out here. $25, $27 we have to play with, right? So we actually won a unit net in that whole situation. Let's put them back. I'm going to take this quarter. We're going to make it look like 20 and 5. Let's do it again. All right, there we go. We are set back up again. Actually, let me switch my screen. I want you to watch. I don't want to lie. You can see my dice as I throw them. Here we go. Little 6, 7, 8 here. Coming out again to an 8. And again, we're on. We're on, right? That pays $21. Effectively, that's 1 unit, 1 as part of the process. If I'm trying to win 2, right, you can say that I've won 2 units now because I won essentially about a half a unit on that 7 and about a unit or so here. I'm 2 units up. Again, 36, it's 136 is what's out here. If I take that and say 136, we'll go 146. This is basically the 150. $2 light, essentially 150 that I started with. And I got right here 2 units in profit, minus like $3. Minus like $3, right? You've turned 6 units into about a 2-unit profit. That slug to me is finished. It's done its job. You could stop playing, let the shooter turn your bets off, let him finish out their roll, do your thing, and be done. You made 6 units do its job. Super simple, right? Not gonna dig into my rack for more money if I lose. If I pick the 10, I pick the 10. Well, that sucks. We're gonna start with a new slug of 6, if that happens, right? Let's play it out. We can let these things sit here, and in fact, what you can do along the way is something like this. Watch this. We already took 1 unit out of there. Well, there's the 7, the quick 7, whatever, $50, minus 2 for the VIG. I should have put that up front. We'll take this out. Where are we now? Where we get to? There is your 6 units. There is 2 units plus a little bit extra profit. Done, right? You made that 6 units. You played it out till the completion. You made 2 units out of 6. Just like that. I say just like that because it looks easy when the dice work for you. Let's take it off. And let's do the same thing again. And let's be a little bit more aggressive with it, perhaps. We can do, let's do a little bit of an inside. Let's do an across. We have 150 here, okay? What if we did and really took a shot at it, right? I know that that's a non-satisfying way for a lot of people to play. What if we took a real shot at it and we did 150 across? We'll do something like this. We'll take the red, the greens, make them reds. And let's go something like, I don't know. What if we did 35, 35, can I do 42? I can't do 154. No, let's not do that. Let's not go that hard. Let's just do this. Let's just do 120 on the inside, okay? And we'll take $15 on the 4 and $15 on the 10. We'll go all in for our 6 units. We'll break it down as a $10 table. We can break it down and go all in. 120 on the inside, right? 15 on the 4 and 10. And we can do a same bet, and make a choice. That's a come out 7. Right? You can be aggressive if you want to. I don't know if I put all 150 out there at one shot, but here we go. There's a come out 6. Now we're on. There's a 5. That pays $42. 25, $42. 25, $42. Essentially, damn close to a 2-unit win. There's at least a 1-unit win up in there, right? Plus a little bit of juice. Options. Keep playing to get a second hit. Here's your risk. If you do that, you burn it. You burn your whole slug. The other option, take that $15, make the 4 and 10 buy. That's to increase their strength a little bit. Other option, pull it down, take your 1 hit and run. Not quite 2 units in profit. It was 42, not 50. But you take your 1 hit, you take your breath, let your slug sit up here. All the bets could be off. Let that happen. Let the next point come out and play it again. You can play a 1 hit and down over and over and over again. The problem with burning your slug in 1 bet is exactly that. You burn your slug in 1 bet because that roll right there, set a point and 7 out, or set a point, 1 hit, 7 out, happens all too often. But here you are. You're in a spot now where you've lost your 150 and you've got 42. Let's say you've got 3 slugs. I'll put them up here. Let's just do like this. We'll say we have 3 slugs of 6. Well, one of them is burned. One of them is burned. That's all you got left. So now you're in slug number 2. And you can try that again. We can just hell, let's do it again. Let's see what happens. Let's do 120 inside, 15 on the outsides. Let's catch a new point. We'll just play it. We'll play it across and be like, hey, I trust my shooter to get me 2 or 3. There's the 5. There's an 8. Okay, so again, the 8 pays 35. Watch how I manage my rack here. $35. I'm going to take these reds. I'm going to make them a green. Again, I'm doing this for visuals, not for, you couldn't do this in a casino, but watch what I'm doing back there. Okay, there's my 3 greens in the back. I still have my 150 out here, right? I'm in recovery mode. Okay, I might play this for 2 or 3 hits in recovery. I'm going to take a big swing at it here in recovery mode. There's a 415. That's a $42 win. 25, $42 win. There's 4 units. And here's a bunch of white. So we're at 4 units, almost 5 units. The puck is off. Relax. Breathe for a minute. Hard 8. We really need our shooter to overachieve here because we're still upside down. If I stop playing right now, by the way, slug 2 did a job. Slug 1 is still down, but what I'm doing here is trying to get slug 1 back. I'm trying to get slug 1 to look like slug 1 again. So we have a point of 8. Can I survive one more roll? I can. Right? $15 10 pays $27. I'm going to take these 3 whites and make them look like a red chip. Put it back in my rack. Now look at my rack. There's 125, right? Or 100. There's 100, 25, 145, 146. I can safely say, within reason, slug 1 is now back in play. And I'm playing here on slug 1 because I recovered my money. That was all I cared about, right? When I'm playing this style versus the 15 to turn into 3, your like recovery brain has to be like, I got to get what I just lost back in my rack, right? I got to get back what I lost. Here we go. We're looking now, visually to me, slug 1 is what I'm playing with, not slug 2. That's why I turned it back over again. We have our money essentially back. If we get a hit here before big red comes, which we do, 549, $42. Let's get that back in our rack, 25, 42. What I'll literally do is this. There's slug 1 completely back. Okay, now I've locked up whatever this is, 25 and change, $39. Now I got a hit, right? Slug 2 did its job, or slug 1 did its job. Slug 1 won me profit, finally, right? We lost the whole thing, earned our way back, hard to do, earned our slug back, plus a unit, right? You could be here and say, I'm off, baby, done. That was hard to do. I'm gonna wait this thing out. Or you can look at it like, okay, now we're playing. We got our money back, right? We're in profit. We're not at risk anymore, right? Our slug is sitting here on the table. It brought back a little bit of money, right? Let the shooter 7 out or keep it rolling. And now we have our 5415. That's $42. Now here we go. Those whites are a red. Those reds are a green. And now we've got $80 in profit. So slug 1 has won 3 units. To me, slug 1 is done. That thing did its damn job. Now, if you want to do this, take me down, right? Slug 1, let's put it back in its place. Let's put this right here next to that one. Actually, I didn't even have my 3rd one out there, so I should do that. There we go. Sorry about that. There they are. Here's my profit level. To me, the $30 right here, if I was playing this the way your goal-oriented is, right? You have two locked and $30 to play with. $30, by the way, is a 6-unit short stack. So depending on what table you're at, you've got a short stack of 6 units here. That could be done $10 there, $10 there, $10 there, like we did yesterday. This could be done $10, $10, and a hard 6 and a hard 8, right? You could do things with that $30 that doesn't put your slugs or your locked profit at risk. And this is what I'm talking about, 6-unit play, short stack play. To me, the rack is always a series of short stacks. It's like I'm short stacked by choice here. I'm short stacked right now by circumstance. I was short stacked when I lost the first slug and I had to play that thing a different way, stay for a little longer to recover myself to get my money back. That I think is the secret to this. Not to craps, but the secret to playing short stack play. You've got to like kind of, again, have a lens on this, a firm grip on that, And what am I going to do now with this set of 6 units? And I think a good plan here would be, matter of fact, right now, pull my bets down. We have a point of 8. Let's get that set to a number. Let's DC that damn thing. Go to a 4. Now I got a don't point that I'm happy with. I'm loving that 4. I might even just bridge it up and just go for a 7 hit here, right? Just take that 4 and take that next little short stack there and just burn out for a 7. Let the shooter do his thing. I'm not going to, I just lost the dice. We're not going to put our profit at risk. I'm not going to put any more slugs at risk, but I'm sure as hell going to try and get an extra little juice out of this damn thing if I can, right? There's a 6. Now we're going to have a 50 roller here. Just like always, right? I always get these amazing rolls after I'm waiting for something to happen. 6, 12. There's a yo, mid-mo, yo. There's a 10, the sister. Another midnight. Is that the 3rd midnight in the last like 5 rolls? Wow. I think this table, another yo. I think this table actually, if I don't do like, mix the dice up and I throw them against the wall, I think that sometimes this table, the dice end up not really, oh, hard 4. That's a bummer. We lost it. So we took a shot and we got whacked on a hard 4, which, that's my way. Sorry, I got to pick up the dice that fell. That happens, right? But again, I think short stacking the short stack is an interesting way to look at it. So, all right, there's a couple ways to do it, right? We did a little don't come with some odds on a short stack. We've done the across bet with a short stack. We did a little 6, 7, 8 with the short stack. You can take a short stack and do, let's do something stupid. Let's take all this away. Let's go, we're in slug 1. And let's do a $10 field, right? Now watch, right, I'll do a field permanent press here, okay? So 10 pays 10. I'm gonna put this in the front so you can see where I'm gonna track it better. 10 pays 10, press by 1, pull a nickel. I'm gonna make these nickels look like quarters, by the way, just to keep an easier eye on where we are here. Okay, we're just gonna not care about the puck at all. So we lose it with a 7. That's 15 bucks. Next bet is 20. We're just gonna go up by 5 every single roll until we either make money or lose it all. Another 7. That was not 11, that was a 7. Right, take a big old swing at this bad boy. 25 bucks, there's a 6. Oh my God, we're gonna lose. Watch the field. The field farmers in the group who love farming the field are gonna be like, oh my God, why can't he throw a field number? Go to 30, right? Ladder that bitch up, let's go. We're gonna win a lot of money here in a minute, I promise you. 7, here comes, what is it? How many field rolls in a row will it take to lose this thing? Non-field, that's like 6 in a row, non-fields. Can I get 1? Nope. Oh my God. The world's worst short. There's my last bet. Literally my last bet. We're going to burn 150 bucks in the damn field. There's a 9. Look at you. Look at you go with a 9. $35, 9 goes to 40 and we rack the 30. Come on, field. Do your thing. 1, 2, 3, ace, deuce. That's fantastic, right? There's 40 bucks. Right? I can make it look like 45 and just keep the farming going. And just like that, I've got 65 bucks back in the rack. Okay, one more field number, please. 7 out. Would have been cool. It would have been cool. This little field progression thing is dumb as hell, but it's kind of fun when it works out. So 45, we're gonna be at 50 bucks. If it works, it's one of those things you can tell your friends about. When it doesn't work, like it doesn't work right here, is an 8. We get torched, and it's over with. There's a $10 field. The world's worst short stack demonstration. There it is, 516, and we turned $150 into 5. Slug 1 goes bye-bye. Slug 1 bye-bye. We'll slide that over. We can do it again, just for fun, just for funsies. Let's do it. $10 in the field. Farm this thing. Come on, let's go. Midnight. There we go. That helps a little bit. That's going to pay 30 bucks. Up by 1. 10, hard 10. That's going to pay 15. Up by 1. Stack it. Let's have a run. Let's have a field run. That's what I'm talking about. 20 looks like 25. And rack it. 10 again. Look at this. After the ass kicking, we all went home crying in our beer, and the next shooter walks up and does this to you, right? 6. All right, we finally lost one. $30. I'm gonna try and get a $50 win if I can, then we'll call it. 35. There's another 10. Is that the third or fourth 10? I tell you, this table does this. You want to talk about trends? This table will trend what you're throwing for whatever. Anyway, up by 1. Rack the rest. $40 out there. 7. Oosh. 2 more bets and we'll call it. $45. Give me a field winner. Give me a field winner. Come on. 8. Last one. Last one. Come on. 7. You suck. You suck, eggs. Well, we only lost $35 that time, or $40 that time. But it was fun. We had a chance. We had a chance. The field farming is fun. If you're short stack and you're ahead, that's a fun little gambit down there. When it works out great. If that last bet would have won, by the way, check it out. The last bet wins. Look where you are, right? You're at your initial short stack with $60 in profit. Even getting killed 3 times in the middle of that, you still end up with 2 units in profit. You catch a good little field run like that, and you catch the win at the right time. That's actually not the worst bonus bet play you can make. But anyway, there it is. That's my talk about short stacking. Have some fun with the short stacks. That's your next challenge. Let me go back over here again. Let's go back over. Turn the light off, and we'll come back to you like this. So that's your next challenge. Your next challenge is, we did the 3-unit challenge yesterday, which was turn 15 into 18. Today, the next challenge is take slugs of 6 and just work 6 units. Just work 6 units 2 ways. One, as though the units were table minimum, like they're always quarters. The second thing I want you to work on is take the 6 units and use them as the $10 table. Break them down. You can use 25s and break them down like I did to get $18 6s and 8s, or whatever you want to do across, and do some different shit with it, right? Just take 6 and do different things to turn 6 into 2, or turn 6 into 8. Win 2 units out of 6. And if you can set your rack up in groups of 6 and consistently make 2 units out of every slug of 6, you solve it, right? If you can do that on the regular, you can make money here, right? Without thinking about, I got 1,000, I got to make 300. Say, I got 6 units, I got to make $25. If you look at it like that, in those little chunks, changes everything. It changes everything about how you approach this game and your satisfaction level about when you beat it, right? That's important for you to do. I think just change your brain. Change your brain, all right? That's it, folks. I am going to check questions. Oh, Jacob's here. Hey, Jacob, how you doing, man? Good luck, y'all. Jacob, let's see, any PCs for me to care about here? Let's see. Let's see. No strategy or system at all can kill you. All strategies can kill you. Every strategy is horrible. How did I roll I rolled a 16 and a 22 yesterday. I'm actually not a bad roller. People give me a bunch of grief for being a shitty roller. I'm actually a really good thrower. I average pretty good. I get a good 20 or 20 plus twice a day, almost every day. The problem is that they're surrounded by garbage, and the garbage is what takes your money, right? So it sucks. Yeah. The 7 is coming within 6 or 7 rolls. I know you and Jacob, so I don't subscribe to that. On average, yeah. On the average, that's the average, but I don't get worried when I get to roll 6 that the 7 is coming. I just don't, my brain doesn't compute that, right? I know what you're saying. I don't subscribe to that theory that it's coming because we're at roll 6. I know a lot of people do, but the average over time, absolutely, right? And most rolls don't get that far. If your average is 8, think about this, and everybody think about how averages work. If your average is 8, that means half the rolls are 4. Half the rolls are 12. You follow me? Right? You got to cut that in half. You got to go half on either side of that. Half are 4, half are 12. Half of the 12s are going to be 16, half are going to be 10. You're going to kind of keep rolling through that way. So the average shooter might be at 8. Lion's share, that's going to be 4, right? Versus the high side of that. You got to be aware of that. Just be aware that if you get that far in a roll, Consider yourself super lucky. Optimize for the 4. Optimize for the 4. Make your money in 4 rolls and make sure that you're playing, if you're going to keep on playing, with money that you earned, not money that you brought. That's, I think, the most key thing I could ever say. Optimize for 4 rolls. Again, I'll put Darksiders coming up here again. Average is 8. Half of those are going to be 4s. Optimize for 4. Make sure you're playing at roll 4 with casino money or money that you didn't come with, that you won. That's so critical. Then what you do is up to you. If you're playing a 6-unit strategy or a 5-unit strategy like we did yesterday, by roll 4, you should have your unit and be done playing. Take your 6 slugs, your slug of 6, win a unit, turn your shit off. 4 rolls, get that done. Get that done in 4 rolls, please, and stop. Next shooter, take 6, win 1, turn your shit off. Next shooter, take 6, win 1, turn your shit off. Guess what? You're going home with profit instead of consistently throwing money out of your rack and praying to God that somebody rolls 30, right? That's me in the garage with the freaking Molly, right? That's a frustrating way to play. So I think if you attack this game in short segments, 5 units, 6 units, and have tiny goals, and you can focus on that, you will win more often. You will win more often and more consistently. What your slugs are is up to you, right? Jacob says, go out there big, go 126 and 8. Cool. 126 and 8, how much is that? 240? So if your 6 units are $50 each, you have $300. 240 that goes out there on the 6 and 8. You take 1 hit, you win 120. Guess what? Or 140. Done, man. You turned those 6 units, that $300 into $150. Bye-bye. Turn your bets off and do it again later. Like, you can go big, right? Short stack play does not mean betting like a baby with little tiny money. It could be big units. Just mindset. All right. Can I make it through? I have done it for sure. I've made it through 6 slugs without a loss. It's hard to do. What ends up happening sometimes is you'll win 3 or 4 units in 1 slug, and you only have to win twice more. Like, I'm looking at each slug having a goal of 1 or 2. So if 1 slug, like we did there, had a great run, and you left it out there for a little bit, and you won 2 or 3, you can put 3 of your slugs in the back of your rack and say, I'm done with those. They did their job because 1 did the job for 2 of them. That's a way to look at that as your total goal. So I have not yet. I saw that you put the video out, Ryan, but I haven't seen the video yet. That's risky, right? Going 110 inside and mollying to it. Because again, you're putting a ton of money out there. You got your 110 inside, you got your come bet plus the odds on the come bet. Now you've increased your exposure to the 7, right? Even though the 1 comes down, you're still increasing your exposure. I'd like to see that run on the longer form for sure. But I like the idea. I like the idea of replacing come bets with place bets. I like the idea of the reverse of that too. So, all right, there it is. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't change the screen. That was your questions. And again, my final thoughts are just play careful, guys. Just play careful. Say it all the time. Know where your rack is. Know what your goals are. And again, having smaller, mini, like John Patrick calls them a series, 6-unit series. I call them slugs, a slug of whatever number of chips it is. Get that slug to win its profit, right? Look at a shooter. Like my goal sometimes, right? My goal is to win 10 or 20% of what I'm putting out on a shooter on that shooter. So let's just say you're playing a 66 inside, okay? 10% of 66 is $6, right? Or $6.60. So $7. 20% is $15. So a 66 inside, if you get 1 hit, that's $21. That's more than 20%. It's actually closer to 30% goal on that shooter. That's a miracle. If you can make 30% on every single shooter, think about the miracle that is. If you could do that on every shooter, every day, every time you're at the table, imagine how much money you'd have. But none of us do that. None of us are willing to go, I made 30% on you and I'm done turning my bets off. You're saying, oh, he rolled a 5. He's going to roll a 9 next. If you leave your shit out there, get burned. That's what this whole week is about. Simplify it. Same betting is not the worst thing in the world. Turning your bets off after a win or 2, not the worst thing in the world. Approaching the game in small chunks with little goals, not the worst thing in the world. If you bring it all into here, like I'm telling you to do, trust me, it'll change the way you view the game. It'll change the way you play the longer rolls too. It'll change everything. It'll change the way you approach this entire game. If you think about it, and where am I at right now? These 5 units made another unit. Hell, that's amazing. Bye-bye. I'll relax for a minute, right? It's not anything to be ashamed of. Okay, and Jacob's saying it too, leave when you're up. That's how you win. Don't be ashamed of not playing when you're ahead. Don't ever be ashamed of not playing when you're ahead. Some guys are going to press to the ceiling and they're going to make 10K, right? If your bankroll doesn't allow for that and you're out of there with 100 and you're cool, God bless you, man. I'll give you a hug on the way out the door. I'll give you a big old bear hug. Say, congratulations, you're a smarter man than I, because I'm still here with my money at risk. Right, there you go. All right, I'm out of here, guys. Let me go upstairs and get new coffee. And God, please help me make the $500 I lost back today. The Molly needs to recover itself. It did not show well yesterday. Let's hope that today is a better day. So, all right, here we go. Have a good one. God bless. See you.